So I recently asked you guys what kind of videos you'd like to see on my YouTube channel, and I got a lot of requests for handstand videos. And my little disclaimer beforehand, I'm not a gymnast. These are some tips and things that I've picked up along the way because I really struggled with handstands for many, many years. I totally sucked at them. So this is just from my point of view, my perspective, some things that helped me. I'm definitely not the best person at handstands. This is just a few things that helped me, and I'm still working on mine, so we can all work on them together. So let me know if you've got any more questions or queries, but hopefully this should get you started. You're going to bend your knees, push your lower back into the wall, and try and reach your hands above your head and press them into the wall. We're trying to keep them above your shoulders. If you have to widen your arms to keep it flat, then you more likely have kind of tight lats, something like that. Or if you can bring them up to about here, then have to arch your back to get them onto the wall, then you have tight shoulders that you need to stretch out, or pec minor. So have a play with releasing those areas first before your handstands to see if that helps.
On top of your regular warm-up, you want to make sure that your wrists and forearms are nice and warmed up. These are just a couple of exercises that you can do after you're nice and warm to get them mobilised, gently rocking back and forth in the different positions.
So the hair's up. She's getting serious. You gonna help? Clearly not. Another thing we're looking for with handstands is shoulder position, which is very important. It's kind of opposite to what we're used to. When we do in everyday life, we're quite internally rotated, and we're looking for external rotation. So this kind of position with your hands into the floor. So instead of this position, which a lot of people start off doing, we're actually going to be driving through external rotation, pushing into the floor and stacking everything on top of each other. Initially this will feel a little bit harder and a little bit awkward because it's not something that we do in everyday life, but as you get stronger it's much more stable, and you can hold it for much longer, and you're not going to arch your back and things like that. So the first exercise I want you to try is like a high plank position. So normally when we do a plank position, hands are directly underneath the shoulders, the back is nice and flat, core is tight, all that good stuff. So this time I want you to lean ever so slightly forwards, drive into the shoulders, and ever so slightly round off the back. And what that's doing is we're externally rotating, feeling that protraction, and you should be able to hold it there for 2 seconds, and you can relax, and almost like rep out. Like so.
Next exercise are some pike slides. So get your feet on top of a box. Watch out you don't have a mastiff in your way. Make sure that your feet can slide. You're either going to slide or walk up so that your hips can stack over your shoulders. So make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, externally rotate, and as you drive upwards, push into the floor, and you're going to be tucking, trying to stack your hips, shoulders and wrists on top of each other. This is one of the reasons why I actually like wearing slippers or something slidey, so I can get good range of movement and it's not too grippy. You can also add on a leg lift just to get used to trying to balance and engage the core a little bit more, coming up and down with control. Making this a little bit harder or adding some variation, you can go onto something that moves around. So in this instance, I'm using a ball. Exactly the same, external rotation, stacking hips, shoulders and wrists. And you're just going to be drawing up and down with control, but obviously with the added core control needed because the ball is moving. If you don't have a ball, you could also use aerial silks if you can, tie a loop in them, or a TRX, something similar like that.
I think I need to get Rio some doggy slippers. What do you think? Want some doggy slippers? Oh, I think that's a yes. You wouldn't clitter clatter so much, would you? Alright, doggy slippers it is. So the next exercise for me helped massively with my handstands, because a lot of the time you'll find that you're scared of going over. So you can kick up against a wall if you face it, but then as soon as you try and do anything else, you get freaked out, which definitely happened to me. So doing it this way initially feels a little bit scary, and I highly recommend you get a spotter or someone to help you out if you're really nervous. But take your time, take it easy, don't kick off the wall, and this is what we're going to do. So starting with your hands off the wall, you're going to walk yourself back up the wall, externally rotating the shoulders again, and then walk your feet down so you can stack your hips over your shoulders, over your wrists. And this is just about building up endurance and getting used to the shape. Then, as a little alternative, this really helped me. I know this isn't very gymnastic-y, but if you take your legs into an attitude leg position and literally just kind of flex and point the foot so that you're finding your balance, this is also a good time to start practicing cartwheeling out to the side. As you start to get stronger, you can do a little wall walk in towards the wall, so your hands coming closer. And then from here, you can almost like scissor kick your legs so that you're starting to get used to having this straight leg position. You can also practice coming straight up from the attitude leg position, and this is another way to just get comfortable in different areas of your handstand. And equally, you can practice coming down in like a straddle position, because you're going to be needing this to learn how to straddle up. So I hope that's been helpful. Let me know if you've found it helpful at all, or if you want to know anything more. It's just a couple little tidbits and stuff I picked up on the way. Do more freestanding handstands in another video, otherwise this will go on forever and you get bored. But start off with this and comment below, let me know how you get on. And if you want to see more videos like this, then please let me know. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more.